I'm not speaking from a place of having mastered fear or having all the answers. I still find myself in moments where fear speaks louder than the truth. There are days I hesitate, days I overthink, days I shrink back when I know I should step forward. So this isn't a lecture, it's a reflection. It's a reminder for you and for me that fear is part of the journey, but it doesn't have to be the driver. What I'm sharing isn't perfection, it's perspective. And if it helps even one person move with more clarity, more courage, or more compassion towards themselves, then it's worth saying. Fear in its rawest form is not inherently bad. It is in fact a biological signal for protection. But not all fear is useful. The type of fear you feel often determines whether you grow or remain stagnant. Broadly, there are two types of fear: the healthy fear and the limiting fear, also known as fear of the unknown. Healthy fear arises when you are aware of a danger that directly threatens your safety, growth, or purpose. It's rooted in awareness and consequence. For example, you don't touch fire because you're aware that it burns. You avoid toxic people because you know how they drain your peace. You don't engage in reckless decisions because you understand the long-term implications. This fear protects purpose. It keeps you anchored in alignment. It is not fear of change, it is fear of regression. Healthy fear is discerning. It doesn't paralyze you, it guides you. It's the voice that says, pause and assess, not stop and retreat. It's the internal compass that helps you navigate complexity without losing sight of your values. It's the kind of fear that sharpens your instincts, deepens your wisdom, and strengthens your resolve. It's the fear that reminds you what's worth protecting: your peace, your progress, your principles. But healthy fear only serves its purpose when it's acknowledged and responded to with intention. It requires discernment, the ability to pause, reflect, and ask, is this fear guiding me or gripping me? When we learn to listen to fear without being led by it, we begin to make decisions from a place of clarity rather than reaction. This is especially important in moments of transition, challenge, or opportunity. Healthy fear does not demand avoidance. It invites preparation. It doesn't shut doors. It asks you to walk through them with wisdom. In this way, fear becomes not a barrier, but a teacher. One that sharpens your awareness, deepens your conviction, and strengthens your alignment with purpose. On the other hand, is the limiting fear, or the fear of the unknown. This is the kind of fear that keeps people stagnant. It's not based on danger, but uncertainty. What if I fail? What if they leave? What if I change and people don't like it? What if it doesn't work? These are not warnings. They are mental loops of avoidance, and they come from old programming, not actual threats. Fear of the unknown is not wisdom. It is self-sabotage, disguised as caution. Fear of the unknown doesn't just hold you back, it sedates you. It shrinks your decision, it numbs your potential, it repeats the cycle of, I am almost starting. It makes comfort look like safety. It turns imagination into anxiety. It keeps you attached to mediocrity because it's familiar. It puts your future on pause, then calls that being careful. Over time, you stop risking, then you stop dreaming, then you stop moving, and before you know it, you stop becoming. But here's the truth. Limiting fear only has power when it goes unchallenged. The moment you name it, question it, and confront it, its grip begins to loosen. Growth lives on the other side of discomfort, not recklessness, but intentional discomfort. The kind that stretches you, teaches you, and reveals who you are becoming. You don't overcome fear by waiting for it to disappear. You overcome it by choosing to move away. Every time you take a step, in spite of fear, you reclaim your future. You rewrite the narrative. You remind yourself that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision that purpose matters more. You need to make fear serve you, not stop you. Because the goal is not to be fearless. It is to become fear-wise. Ask yourself, what exactly am I afraid of? Do I have evidence, or it's just programming? Is this fear keeping me safe or just small? If I ignore this fear, does it protect me or prevent me? Let fear inform you, not control you. Fear of real consequences can keep you aligned, but fear of the unknown will keep you asleep. Your potential lives outside your comfort zone, but inside your awareness. The fear that helps you rise will feel different than the one that keeps you hiding. And that's the shift, from reacting to fear to responding to it. When you become fear-wise, you stop waiting for certainty and start building with confidence. You stop asking for guarantees and start trusting your growth. You begin to see fear not as a wall, but as a doorway, one that only opens when you choose to walk through it. The goal isn't to eliminate fear, but to elevate your response to it. Because every time you choose purpose over paralysis, you reclaim your power. And that's how you move, not just forward, but upward. So if you find yourself afraid, don't rush to silence it. Listen to it. Not all fear is your enemy, but not all fear is your guide either. The work is in learning the difference. The goal is not to eliminate fear, but to elevate your awareness so that fear becomes a tool, not a trap. You are allowed to feel it, but you're also allowed to move away. Because the truth is, you don't need to be fearless to grow. You just need to be willing. Willing to question, willing to stretch, willing to choose purpose over comfort. That's how you rise. That's how you become. Thanks for joining me in this week's episode of Letters to My Younger Self.